Hello. This video will be mainly a overview of what's transpired these past 2 years, as well as some problems that I have been having when it comes to progress. Let's recount the progress so far. I started work on this house in March of 2021. And in that time, I have torn most of the walls out to remove some cellulose insulation, as well as this drywall. It's horsehair drywall. It's very heavy stuff. A single bag of this stuff weighed like 80 to 90 pounds. Taking a lot of that weight off of the house will really improve whenever I go to fix the foundation of this home. I suspect that's the main reason why the foundation was bowing so much, both the cinder block wall and the main beams. Another reason why I had to open up the walls was because of the old wiring. This wiring was very small. The demand that our appliances require today, it would basically exceed the safety of keeping that wiring inside the walls. When it comes to doing all the electrical work, I won't be putting up drywall until I get approval to do so. Luckily, I have connection to a licensed electrician. I'll ask him to stop by after everything is done. Before I can even turn on my electricity, a manual inspection has to be done. So it's not like things will be finalized incorrectly. I take great care in researching everything, so I don't have to rip all of it out after I get denied. So it's in my best interest to do things correctly the first time around. I've taken classes in school about the hazards and the proper procedures on how to handle electric wiring and electronic components. So I am a little bit familiar with these things. I am also taking additional classes online. After I removed all of that wiring, I got to install some of my own. Thankfully, in this area, you can actually work on your wiring without having to be exposed to prison time. I also have read up on the most recent edition of the NEC. Now, this isn't the actual edition of the NEC. This is a edited version, edited down. The main book is quite expensive. The doors, you might remember the paper mache doors that led into the basement. They were absolutely terrible. With the help of my friend, we got to install 2 brand new spanking nice doors. They look pretty nice. I like the ones that I got. One of the issues with one of the doors is the steel pipe is actually blocking the door from it going inside. So I only have one usable door in the basement. And that's fine. All of the scrap, all of the wood and nails and other items that I retrieved from tearing things apart has given me a lot of use. The deck that I tore apart was used to make these racks for all the wood I have. Though I still have a lot more that needs put away. I have a lot of wood, which I'm very happy about. That's a lot of money there. As well as making another project of mine. It doesn't have anything to do with making the house better. It's a project outside. On the note of taking the deck apart, I got access to the other side of that bowing cinder block wall. This made the process of moving the wall a lot easier. As exclaimed in one of my videos, I said I was going to make a concrete pump to fill in the cinder blocks that are hollow after the wall has been corrected. That project has been quite troubling, as making your own power equipment is no small task. I am now on my second prototype, of which the first one was a failure. I can't confidently say that this second prototype will work, but I can only hope that it will. The holder that I made for cutting boards is, it's amazing. It comes in handy so much. I can't believe that this thing is still intact. The only problems I've had trouble with is not the holder itself, it's actually the saw. I've been using the saw so much that it's starting to get very dull. So I'll have to find a local sharpener. In terms of organization, it's horrible. It's so bad. I got these totes to store things in, but this system cannot go on. It's completely temporary. However, one of the positive things about doing this is I actually have some workspace. Previously, all of my tools and materials was sprawled about. The table saw that I made is, it doesn't make a true straight cut. It was only used a couple of times to rip some choice boards that I needed. I will hopefully be making a sled for it, as that will give me some greater use out of it. The manual adjustment on the underside is definitely a chore. Crawling around on my back to get underneath the table to adjust it is very cumbersome. I'll need to address this at some point, as well as the just plugging it in to turn it on. I need to fix that as well. So yeah, it's been 2 years. I can't really say that I've regretted my decision, but I also can't say that I have been enjoying the experience either. The biggest problems facing me right now is that foundation wall. That wall has taken up so much time. The amount of money it would take to hire someone to fix it properly is quite a hefty price. It is absurd how much money it would take to fix that wall. The second problem that's been taking up most of my time and just stress and worry and all that stuff is the bowing baseboards that make up the foundation of the house. The third big problem of mine is lack of equipment and tools. I'm missing a lot of integral tools that I need in order to actually work, and especially prototyping. Prototyping, it takes like a 3D printer or a laser cutter, some sort of device that can make small parts and fasteners and connectors and brackets and all that stuff. That would be a lot better. How I've been actually doing my 3D prints is going to my local library. The other problems that I have include noise and time of day. I have neighbors, very kind and considerate ones. If I had a larger distance between the properties, the actual houses, I would have made strides. I would have made loads of progress. But since they are close, I have to consider them. I will always appreciate the help that they have given me so far, and I don't want to upset them in any way. Not a problem, but a problem in terms of consistent strides in progress. Yeah, there we go. That's a better way of saying it. The last problem is I mentioned it before, my ADHD. I once visited a store 4 times in one day because I never thought ahead of the task I needed to do. I have gotten a lot better, but this still happens from time to time. The travel time between my work, the store, and the place I eat and sleep, my actual home, the place where I live. I can't really live at the house. It takes a lot of time to constantly be stopping and traveling between those distances. It also doesn't help that since I have 2 locations I quote unquote live at, my tools are spread out. So there are many times where a tool I need will have been at another location and I have to go retrieve it in order to get this thing done. I will only get to work 2 full days because I do have a full-time job, and that full-time job does include lots of overtime. There isn't enough time to effectively work on the house and have a full-time job. Maybe that's a poor excuse, and I can't really solve this issue because I don't make nearly enough to hire someone, and if I worked any less hours, I couldn't pay for the resources and the bills that it takes to maintain this home. Videos will continue, progress will continue, but it's not picking up anytime soon. I hope you've enjoyed my rambling. I don't know, why you guys even watch my content. I don't know if I would find it exactly entertaining to listen to a man ramble and complain. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you around.